What's going on, everybody? Kalipis Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the Motorola Moto G Power 2026 to help you make the most of the camera features. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a couple ways to actually get to your camera. Now, aside from just opening the camera app real quick, there are actually two shortcuts that make it a little bit more convenient, and honestly, they just look cool too. So let's talk about what they are. So the first one is double pressing the power key, which, to be fair, this is pretty much every Android phone at this point in 2026. But keep in mind, this is enabled by default, so you don't have to do anything in your settings to change it. All you have to do is double press like this, and it opens right up. And keep in mind, it works in any app too. So, for example, there we go. And then one more time when the display is locked. Also works here. But of course, if you want to leave your camera, you're going to actually have to unlock it. So still no concerns about security or anything like that. The next one is a feature called Quick Capture, and while double pressing the power key is pretty universal among Android phones, Quick Capture is more unique to Motorola. So just like the power key thing, this one is enabled by default. So again, no matter what you're doing on your phone, to open your camera, all you have to do is make a motion like this. And as you can see, the camera opens right up. Let's try that again in an app. There we go. And then one more time when the phone is locked. There we go. So yeah, pretty cool. And the other thing I do want to point out, in case you're someone who doesn't really like these features and maybe you find yourself accidentally activating them more often than not, then it might get annoying and you might want to disable them. So to do that, it is really easy. What we're going to do is go to the settings. From the main settings menu, they're in pretty much the same place. So you're going to go to gestures. So right here. And then from the gestures menu, the first one with the power key, that's going to be right here under physical key. So from the power key menu, go to double press. And as you can see, camera is enabled by default, but if we do no action, now if we double press the power key, it's not going to open up anymore. And then from here, you can also go back to the main gestures menu. And if we go more towards the bottom, where it says kinetic gestures, go to quick capture, that's going to be right here. Again, this is enabled by default, but if you want to deactivate it, you always can. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use the macro camera. So going into the actual camera itself, the macro camera is real simple. So see this flower icon right here? Just tap on this. And now you can get those close-up detailed images. And keep in mind, of course, to actually get macro images, when you are in macro mode, you are going to want to get pretty close. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. But in general, I feel like the macro camera, while not being the highest quality thing out there, it is really good for what it is. So if you do like to get those more creative, detailed images, I do think you'll get some good results with this phone. But then another thing I do want to point out about the macro camera is when you're done with it, be sure to hit the 1 again, because you don't want to be in macro mode trying to take a normal picture. That's just going to make everything blurry, and of course you really don't want that. Now, to go to the opposite end of the macro camera, let's take a look at the ultrawide camera. So keep in mind, while the regular Moto G 2026 does not have an ultrawide camera, this one actually does. So it is nice to see. Definitely great to get those wider angle photos. So if you're taking like a group photo, scenery pictures, large objects, so many different uses. The ultrawide camera is an awesome feature to have. So from the main camera app, all you have to do is hit this 0.5 right here. And as you can see, the angle is a lot wider, so definitely nice, real easy to use. And just like with the macro camera, of course, when you're done with it, just hit this 1 right here, and it's going to take you right back to normal. And in addition to this, you can also get to the ultrawide camera simply by pinching the screen when you're in the camera app, so like this. And that's going to take you to it too. Then from here, I want to quickly go over the other camera modes we have. So all the way to the left here, we got slow motion. I don't know why it's right here, but I know a lot of people do really like this feature. So keep in mind, if you are looking for slow motion, it is on the phone. It's just all the way to the left on this little bar thing right here. Then we got the regular video and photo mode. portrait mode, of course, and I will say the portrait mode on this phone is really good, so definitely glad to see. Then we got pro mode, so if you want to customize some other features like the lighting and stuff like that. Then if we go to more, we got a few different things, so scan for barcodes, night vision, panorama, photo booth, time lapse, and dual capture video. So not a ton of features, but definitely a decent amount. So if you are someone who likes to take photos and you like to have a bunch of different features, then there are still some things to play around with here. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your aspect ratio. So by default, like pretty much every smartphone at this point in 2026, your aspect ratio will be 3:4 or 4:3 if you're in landscape mode, but you can change this really easily. So to do that, go up here to where it says 3:4, tap on this icon, and then you can change it to 1:1, 9:16, or the full screen. So this is going to be just the display's aspect ratio, which is 20:9, or of course 9:20. So definitely nice to have some options. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is a feature called Tap Anywhere to Capture. So this is really useful for if you're just trying to take a photo with one hand and maybe you're taking it like that, or really any kind of angle where it's awkward for you to use your other hand. So to get to this feature, what you're going to do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to Capture Methods. And Tap Anywhere to Capture is right here, so just toggle it on. And now if we go back to the camera, as the name of the feature implies, if you tap anywhere on the screen, it's going to take a photo. So yeah, definitely cool. And on the subject of additional ways to take photos, the other thing I think is really cool is by default, if you use the volume keys, that is actually going to take a photo too. So yeah, it's basically like a physical shutter button. So if you happen to be taking a selfie with your right hand, then it does make things a bit easier. Now I'm going to show you how to mute your shutter. Now you probably haven't heard this noise yet because I had my phone in vibrate mode the whole time, but essentially by default, if you take a photo, it's going to make this little noise. I guess that's actually kind of loud for a shutter, but yeah, if you want to mute that, if you're not always in vibrate mode or you just want it to be completely muted just to not risk that noise going off, all you got to do is go to Settings. Then from here, go to where it says shutter sound, so right here. By default, it will be on, but if you toggle it off, go back to the camera, it's not going to make noise. And again, keep in mind, even if it is on, if you're in vibrate mode or silent mode, it won't make noise. So if you don't want a noisy surprise when you're taking a photo, I do recommend turning it off like that, just in case, say you end up being in sound mode later and you forget about it. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. Again, if we go to Settings, the shutter sound is right here, so you can easily toggle it on and off. Now, in this menu, another thing I want to go over is two different features actually. So this is the grid line and the leveler. These features are going to be under Capture Assistant. So if we go right here, and then turn on assistive grid, and I'll show you the leveler too. Now for me personally on my iPhone, when I'm taking photos or recording videos or whatever, I personally always have this on. I guess it's not really super necessary or anything, but I personally really just like it like this. In fact, it's at the point where sometimes I forget that I have it on, and then when I go to another phone and see it not on, I'm like, wait, phones don't just have this on by default. But yeah, this is not on by default. You will have to turn it on in the settings, but I feel like it makes taking photos and videos a lot easier and a little bit more comfortable if you're trying to center something. So again, in the main camera settings, you get to that by hitting this gear on the top right, and then down here it's going to say Capture Assistant, and the options are right here. And then finally, the last thing I want to go over is how to control your flash. So flash is going to be off by default, and at this point in 2026, I feel like, at least for me, flash isn't super necessary like it was back in the day, but in certain situations it does definitely make a difference. So to turn flash on, all you have to do is tap on this icon, and we got a few different options. You can set it to auto, which in my experience on auto, it barely ever goes off. So kind of goes back to how, again, at this point in 2026, flash is definitely not really necessary all the time. At this point, even lower end devices have really good light balancing and stuff like that, so it's not really going to trigger unless it really needs it. But if you want to use flash all the time, you can go here, and now as you can see, the flash is working. And then if you hit this one more time, you can turn it off. So yeah, definitely options, but also keep in mind if you're maybe in dim lighting, like a dark room, or maybe you're trying to take a picture at night, in that kind of setting, it's probably not going to work very well. The picture is probably going to look weird, and if you are in overall darker lighting, I do recommend trying night vision. So again, from the main camera, go to more, and night vision is right here. I personally feel like it works way better in the vast majority of situations than flash ever will. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. But this concludes my camera tips and tricks video for the Motorola Moto G Power 2026. If you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out my other videos about it on the channel, because at this point I do have quite a few. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you in the next one.